Hi everyone and welcome. I hope you're having a wonderful day, whether it's the start of the morning, afternoon, or evening. If you're a little bit newer to me, I'm Emma and I will be guiding you through a yoga practice today. So make sure that you have any props you feel like are useful in your practice, whether that's blocks, simply your mat, maybe straps and whatnot, and let's get started. Coming to tabletop, hands and knees. And so right off the bat here, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And then close your eyes, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Now, starting to move through some variations of cat-cows or barrel rolls, I want you to just get connected to your body at the start of our practice today and simply move a little bit. So, if the term cat-cows or barrel rolls are unfamiliar to you, I just want you to think about moving your spine. So the cats and cows are generally when you look up to the sky and lift your butt up, and then you'll round your spine, curl your chin to chest. And barrel rolls are where you circle your rib cage around in one direction and then the other. So, keeping the eyes closed, can you just find a little bit of movement for yourself today? Something that feels good. Make sure your neck and your head is moving with the rest of your spine and back. Settle into your breath that you're going to use in your practice today. One more breath in. Big juicy exhale. Nice. Keep your knees underneath your hips. So hips stay high, they don't push back. And you walk your hands forward for puppy dog. Dropping your chest down towards the ground. And your chin drops to the ground if you have that space, or your forehead. And trying to relax the shoulders, relax the back. Your butt stays nice and high. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, push into your elbows and slide forward so you're on your elbows, your palms are down, tuck your toes, and find a dolphin. So it's like a down dog. Lift your hips up to the sky. Walk your feet in a little bit here. And then bend your knees, lift your butt up, and then stick your hips back and try to push the floor away from you with your arms. Your chest moving towards your thighs. So this is a really big opening for our shoulders, and that's why bending the knees can be so helpful here and lifting the heels. Now, if it feels okay to, you can start to work with dropping the heels towards the ground, maybe even straightening the legs or vice versa. But trying not to curl forward. This is what I see a lot of the time when people try to straighten their legs and they're almost in like a half plank. We don't want that. We want our butt high and back. So always modify. Know what's going to work best for your body here. We'll get to planks later. You don't have to do them just yet. Maybe walk your feet in a little bit more and stick your butt up and back a little bit more. This should feel like a beautiful stretch in the chest, in the shoulders, and even the backs of the legs if you start to work with playing with straightening them. You can think about the tip of your tailbone, so the very bottom of your spine, lifting up to the ceiling rather than curling underneath you. Keep pressing the floor. I know this can be really intense. Press it away from you. Try not to rest your head on the ground. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, walk back, lower your knees wide, hips to heels, child's pose. Arms extend forward, your forehead drops to the ground. Try to relax your hips all the way to your heels. Let this be a very passive and calm pose. Take an inhale. Big exhale. Come up to kneeling, so your shoulders stack over top of the hips, the knees come hips distance. Hips lift up above the knees now. Tuck your toes underneath you, hands to your lower back for a gentle camel pose. Fingertips down or facing up. Roll your shoulders back, push the hips forward, lift your chest up, take an inhale. And as you exhale, come back through center. Stick your butt back, Circle your right arm back and look back. Put your right hand on top of your right heel. Then push your hips forward. Lift your left bicep beside your left ear and try to turn your chest to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, drop your butt down. Circle your arms all the way over to the other side. So left hand on top of left heel. Hips push forward. Right bicep beside the right ear. Stick your butt out, lower down. Come up through the center. So just simply kneeling. Hands to low back, camel pose. Push your hips forward. Shoulders roll back. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, pull back. Hands plank, downward facing dog. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips up and back. Pedal out your legs if that feels good. So your hands are about shoulders width apart, spreading out through your 10 fingers, pushing down evenly through your hands. And then just like our dolphin, feel free to bend the knees and lift your heels. We don't want to be pushing forward in this like half plank. We want our hips up and back. So upside down, it's not quite upside down, it is simply a triangle or a pyramid shape here. Take one more breath in. And we exhale. Lift your heels, bend your knees, step, hop, or walk your feet on the outsides of your hands. Turn your toes slightly out, drop your butt down, Malasana, Yogi squat. Your heels can be lifted, but try to push them to the ground. Hands to heart center, palm to palm. Take a look at my spine for a second here, and make sure that you're not doing this to the best of your ability. Pull your shoulders back like you're sitting up with the best posture in the world, and then push your chest forward. Squeeze your legs back. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, push down into your feet. Use your glutes to stand up. Reach your hands to the sky. Turn your 10 toes slightly forward. Interlace hands behind the back. Bend your knees and fold. Lean your torso to the right as you straighten your left leg and push your hips to the left. So your right knee stays bent, your chest is kind of resting on your right leg if you can find that here. And let your hands reach to the right behind your back and your hips to the left. Take an inhale. Exhale, come back through center. Release your hands down to the ground. Whew. And step your left foot to the back of your mat. Keep your right foot on the outside of the right hand. Lower your left knee to the ground, lizard. Inhale, roll your shoulders back, your chest reaches forward. And as you exhale, either walk your left hand to the left. You can always lower your left elbow to the ground, but reach your right arm to the sky. You can stay here if you want to get a little deeper into your hip and quadricep. Bend your left knee, reach your right hand back and hold onto the foot. Kick the foot into the hand so that your right shoulder rolls open a little bit more. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, let the left leg relax a little bit and pull the foot in as close to your glute as you can if you've come into this stretch. Inhale, kick the foot back into the hand, roll your chest open. Exhale, pull the foot in towards your butt. Inhale, reach your right arm to the sky, release the left leg if you're holding onto it. Right hand down to the ground, left hand down to the ground. Tuck your left toes, lift the back knee, side plank. Stack your right leg on top of your left. Any variation of your choosing, option to lower your left knee to the ground. Lift the hips up nice and high. Core strong. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, step your right foot to the center top of your mat. Left heel drops, warrior two, windmill your arms open. So feet are generally underneath your hands, right foot at the front of your mat, left foot at the back of your mat. Bend into your right knee, keep your left leg straight, roll your hips open. Take one more inhale. Exhale, windmill your hands back down. Three-legged down dog, right leg to the sky. Open up your hip, bend your knee high. Take an inhale. Exhale, pigeon pose. Slide your right shin to the top of the mat. Shuffle your left leg back, back, back. Stay lifted here. So a lot of us, we tend to immediately drop down to our forearms, but I want us to try to work today to stay lifted. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Lift up a little bit here, so your butt is hovering off the ground if your hips are down. And then bend your left knee. Roll your shoulders back, take an inhale and try to lift up like you're trying to touch your head to your toe behind you. Take one more inhale and exhale, release. Plant your hands, step to plank. Chaturanga, bend your elbows. Cobra or upward facing dog, inhale. Exhale, down dog. Take one more breath in and exhale. Roll forward to a plank, take an inhale. And as you exhale, upward facing dog. Keep your toes tucked, pull your chest forward, your hips stay hovering. Full breath in. Exhale, down dog. Lift your heels, bend your knees, step, hop, or walk. Feet on the outside edges of your hands. Toes angle out. Drop your butt towards the ground. It's not quite on the ground. It's a few inches away. Hands to heart center, palm to palm. Knees open wide, chest pushes forward and up. And then we sit up nice and tall here. Take one more breath in. Exhale, push into your feet, stand up, reach your hands to the sky. Inhale, turn your 10 toes forward, keep them on the outside of your shoulders. Interlace hands behind your back. Fold forward, bend your knees. Lift your hands up and off the back body. Lean your chest to the left, so your hands reach to the left behind your back. And then start to work with straightening the right leg. Push your butt to the right. So even though a lot of your weight is in that left leg, imagine transferring all of the weight into your right leg. Just stick that right hip to the right. Then just play around, leaning maybe the arms a little more to the left, hips a little more to the right. Find a bit of movement. Take an inhale. Exhale, release your arms down towards the ground. Left foot stays where it is. Step your right foot to the back of the mat. Lower your right knee. Inhale, chest pulls forward. Exhale, right hand either walks off to the right or we drop our right elbow to the ground. Open your left arm to the sky. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bend the right knee as an option here. Reach back and hold your foot. If you are holding your foot, kick the foot into your hand so that the left shoulder, instead of curling forward like so, has to roll open a little bit more. If you are holding the foot, pull the foot in towards you. So foot towards butt. And then kick the foot back, roll the chest open again. Foot towards butt, pull it in. Inhale, kick back. Release your left hand down to the ground. Tuck your right toes at the back of the mat. Right hand down underneath your shoulders. Lift your hips up, side plank, left leg stacks, left arm lifts to the sky. Any variation of your choosing here. Hips lift up though. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, step your left foot to the top center of your mat. Drop your right heel to the ground, windmill your arms open to warrior two. Bend deeply into the left knee, keep your right leg straight. Rolling the hips open. Left knee pressing to the left. Take one more breath in. Exhale, windmill your hands back down to the ground. Come to the ball of that right foot. Three-legged down dog. Left leg lifts towards the sky. Open up your hip, bend your left knee nice and high. Take an inhale. Pigeon pose. Slide your left shin forward. Shuffle the right leg back, back, back. when we stay up today, right? So pull that right hip forward, scoop the core in a little bit, and breathe here. Pulling that right hip forward. So I find when we stay up here in our pigeon pose, we not only get a bit of that stretch into the outer glute, but we also can feel it a lot more through the hip flexor, or back legs hip flexor. Now lift up a little bit, so pull the legs towards one another. Bend your right knee, walk your hands in a bit, and can you roll the shoulders back, puff up your chest, and imagine touching your head and toe together. Take an inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Plant your hands, tuck your right toes, step back, lower. Cobra or upward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. Lower your knees wide to the ground, hips to heels. Extend the arms forward. Close your eyes. And either staying here for 5 to 10 breaths, or maybe longer on your own, or come to kneeling. And that is it for our practice today. Closing it with a little bit of breath work on your own time. Give yourself that little moment at the end of your practice to release it, to ground down, to breathe. Thank you for joining me today, and we'll see you next practice.